Looking for my brujos that is out in the night. Paying it for it and it don't matter the price. Boom, boom, more than out here moving so right. Get it shaking tonight, tama todo rulay. If you know me, then you know that I would never deny. Tengo mi terio and I will show you tonight. Toda putaria has my future so bright. Bringing it to the light, un foqueo rulay. I said this tape is not for ignorant babosos. Steady rep that 718. Melting pot that done made me famoso. That's from New York City, verdadero sancocho. Invoco al un vale yo. Me monto y me da la hinchazón. Spitting out, keeping...
What it do, KNICKS Universe. Welcome back to another episode of the KnicksEnFuego show. I'm your guy, Hector, joined by the compañeras tonight. I got the lovely Skills and I got the bestie, Nikki. Ladies, how are you guys doing tonight?
Hey, guys. I'm good here, chilling, trying to live life and not get sick, trying to avoid this because everybody in the world is getting sick, even my kids, and I'm trying to be like, yo, stay away from me.
Yes.
Stay away from me.
Warm, trying to stay warm too.
Yo, the weather's been crazy the last few days. I was just telling Hector this, that I'm like, I hate this cold. This cold is not it.
I'll take the bitter cold over snow.
It's it's a combination of the both. It was snowing, like there was snow outside also up here. The last time I remember it was in the teens. It was like when I was in high school and shit like that. So it's a throwback memory. Long time in New York City for it to be this cold, but hey, it is what it is. But Knicks suck right now. Like that's the vibes from the entire Knicks fandom. The team sucks. Fire Tom Thibodeau, trade Jalen, Brunson. This is a disaster right now. But no. In all honesty, you know, it's the start of the new year, January 11th. Shout out to everybody that's out there. First and foremost, to anybody that's in California right now, in LA, that's being affected by that flower. You know, our thoughts and prayers are going out to you. If there's anybody in the chat, if you guys have loved ones, people that you know that live out there on the West Coast, reach out to them. Make sure there's good. Make sure they're good. There's a lot of nonprofit mutual aid organizations that people can donate to, whether it's the Red Cross, whether it's the local church, whether it's the local mutual aid organization that's online. Please reach out and donate because there's a lot of people that's affected by it. You see JJ Redick, he lost his house because of the fire. One of the videographers or camera guys for the Los Angeles Lakers as well, he lost his house. His family's home that's been there for like 40-50 years, they lost that. So it's tough. Yeah, it's tough times right now. So just people out there, just if you have anybody on the West Coast, reach out to them. My brother TC Stills is out there. He's like 30 minutes away from where the fire's at, so he wasn't affected with TC. Yeah, just hope you're good, brother, and hope everybody you know is good. But you know, Nikki, I'll toss it over to you. Let's get back to happiness. Let's talk about these Knicks. As happy as we can with the loss, but what's the vibes feeling with you? And then throw it over to Karla.
It's a long season. You can't jump off the bridge yet. That's the only thing I can say. If this was a loss to Detroit, a loss to Miami, a loss to any other team, I'll probably be more concerned. The fact that it's OKC, I can't be too mad at it. I really can't. I'm just so upset or disappointed about how flat we were. We shouldn't have came out that flat, especially at home. Like, this is supposed to be your home court, maybe on the road, but we need to establish some type of home court advantage. Like, it's the Garden, protect it. As much as they say we them boys, like, act like it then. Like, wear that, be as prideful when you step as the court when you're just putting the shirt on. So hopefully we'll get our stuff together. I still think it's too soon. I just think our team, our fans have that PTSD that the minute the ledge is there, they just want to jump off. Not when they go, but when you see the ledge, they just go. So let's see.
It is Knicks PTSD, like you said. I just want to say shout out to the chat real quick before we continue. Folks, smack that like button, hit that subscribe button, and shout out to my neighbor J Mike, who got me this beautiful Knicks tequila bottle. I'm not a big drinker, but this is beautiful. Shout out to him.
That's nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna keep this right now. So shout out to my neighbor. Now we're gonna make sure we got both of you guys that we could drink on. We could drink on the stream. You know, get little sips in there. Shout out to everybody in the chat. If you guys can, smack that like button, hit that subscribe button. Shout out to my guy Jarvis, who's in the building. He says, salute, brother. It's been a minute. I had to track you down. Much love to you. My guy Rock is in the building. Shout out to Rock. We'll rock out for like the next 30 minutes, and then we'll throw the open panel link. We bring some people up and just to shoot the shit. But go ahead, Karla. Sorry for stepping over you.
No, you're fine. Yeah, I mean, I get it. it's 82 games. We're not gonna win all 82 games. They're only human too as well. Like, we can't expect. I get it's disappointing because I feel like the bar is so much higher this season for them. So it's like, we do lose a game, it's like right away we're all like, fucked up, I can't believe that this X, Y, and Z. Not every night everybody's gonna get it. And unfortunately, it sucks that last night was a night that it wasn't their thing. Nobody had it. Nobody, literally, like from the captain all the way down to the bench. Nobody had. I didn't even see the game, but I was hearing it, and I watched the maybe for like the first 10 minutes. I was just like, yeah, I'm out. I don't even want to watch this. Like, that's how bad it was. I had it as just background noise, and eventually I was like, yo, I don't even want to hear the game as background noise anymore. I'm over it. But I feel like everybody needs to chill, just chill, relax. Like, I'm with Nikki said. It was OKC. Aren't they like the best team for on defense right now? No, if I'm not mistaken, right? So it's like, I mean, or our defense was not the best last night either at all, to be honest with you. I didn't see it. And then from even watching the highlights, I didn't see much at all. You know, I mean, and like I said, we was going up against the number one team on defense. If it was any other team, how Nikki said, yeah, I kind of would have been like, all right, what happened? Like, we should have not lost the way or played the way we did last night. But I'm not too bummed out about it, I guess. We still have more.
For me, I think it's a little bit frustrated because, you know, to piggyback off what both of you guys says and everybody in the chat, like my guy Jarvis, G Money is in the building. G Money, how you doing? Cheesy Soul Cakes is in the building. I just gotta let you know, besides my mother, there's only 2 Met fans in my life that I got to be nice to, and that's Cheesy Soul Cakes and that's Karla. Those are the only 2 Met fans besides my mom I have to be nice to. So shout out to both of you. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Hey, Mom.
To piggyback of what both of you guys said, when you look at it, yes, OKC is the number one defensive team that's out there in the league. I saw, for me, it was more of, I felt the matchup against OKC is a litmus test, right? To see where we actually stand and where we rank against the top teams that are in around the NBA. Because we could beat up on the Raptors, that's cool. You know, we could win games against the Chicago Bulls, that's awesome. The Washington Wizards, but where do we stack up against the Boston Celtics, the Cleveland Cavaliers, the OKC Thunder? Like, where do we stack up against the elite teams? And both times against OKC, the last 2 matchups, they've been disappointing, right? The first time we matched up against them, we were up by double digits, we was cruising, and then that fourth quarter was a disaster. And then that fourth quarter, it seemed like it continued into this game that we just saw. And from the beginning of the game, like Karla pointed out, after like 5 or 10 minutes, you're like, bro, I don't even want to pay attention to this, because we're getting dog walked and embarrassed inside of our garden, which is our home. And, you know, just disappointed to see it. You know, there's a lot of fingers that could be pointed, and fans like to do that. You know, we're to blame. We like to do that. We like to point fingers when the team's not looking good, but when the team is rocking, everybody's cheering and celebrating. So, you know, like Nikki said, it's an 82 game season. You know, you're gonna have your ups, you're gonna have your downs, and right now we're a little bit of a skid because it seems that the guys, they're just exhausted. They're playing so many minutes in the 40s, right? I want to bring this up real quick. It's something that Tom Thibodeau said. He said, we started flat, we got in a hole, our defense wasn't very good. OKC is a great team, but we have to be a lot better defensively. It requires a lot more than what we did today. I share in that's my responsibility. I got to make sure that we're ready to go. And Tom Thibodeau kind of holding himself accountable. But again, no excuses. The team has to show up especially against a matchup like OKC. What's your thoughts, ladies?
Well, I feel like, listen, I don't think we could sit there and point the finger at one person. I was hearing a space last night, and the whole thing was towards freaking Uncle Tibbs. And it's just like, I don't think it's just Tibbs, though. I feel like it's everybody from the play. I mean, Tibbs is just a coach. He's not playing the game. He's not sitting there shooting the ball. He's not on the floor. You get me? It's the players too. I think it's the fingers at everybody. Nobody showed up last night, and it sucks. I don't know why. I mean, let's not give them excuses as to, you know, what happened. And, you know, for all we know, it couldn't even be excuses. Maybe they was just not feeling it. Who knows at this point? You know. Point is, nobody showed up. It is what it is. I believe last night post game, I think it was Kat, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, Kat, they were asking Kat like, oh, at what point did you think it went downhill?
Hmm.
Obviously, he said, you know, he can't tell, he can't say, he'll have to look at the film, and that's it. We'll keep it moving. At the same time, it's like, yeah, I feel like, all right, it's a loss. I mean, how many other games have we lost already? Or are we still gonna go crazy? I would get it if this was like towards the end of the season and now we was
Yep.
doing really bad. But okay,
Mhm.
I would not be talking like this. I would be like, yo, listen, we need to get it together. Like how we was doing okay all freaking season long, and now at the end, different story. But it's not. Like Kat
You're
said,
right.
okay, let's review the film, let's learn from it, and let's move on. I think even Brunson said the same thing, where it's just like, yeah, I mean, and if I'm not mistaken, it was Brunson's too who kind of said what I was saying, like, okay, it's 82 games,
Hmm.
like, okay, yeah, we lost, we know we didn't perform, I didn't perform, X, Y, and Z. We just gotta watch the film, learn from it, and move on. And it's true.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Let them move on. Like let's not sit there and be like, oh, it's Tibbs' fault, it's Jalen's fault, it's Anthony's fault. It's everybody's fault at this point, to be honest with you.
Hmm.
Now it's
Yeah.
just okay, let's see how they play the next game. And the game after that. Nothing
Oh yeah.
changes, and then yes, we have a problem where it's like, all right, so what's happening now? Well,
Yeah.
where where's the miscommunication that we're losing the games or we're just playing poorly?
Mhm.
The defense has been poor all year round, this whole season. So the fact that it's so bad isn't what's shocking. It's the fact that there's not much improvement. That's what the problem is. The
Yeah,
defense has been horrible since the beginning of October. So for you to blame it on Tibbs, I will blame the defense on Tibbs because the offense for the majority of the season
it's
has
been
been on
good.
fire. So you
Hmm.
can't complain on that. The poor thing about it is from the beginning, we were horrible. From tip off, we were bad. And the fact
Mhm.
that, and this is just me as a fan knowing the way we've been historically, the fact that tomorrow's game is at 3:30, my money's not on that game either.
You think
And you're
so?
playing, yeah, we have a history of games at noon, 1 or 3:30
Early games.
were horrible. We come
Mhm.
out so
For
slow.
real?
So yeah, so the
I don't know
fact
if it's
that,
Mhm.
my luck because every time I've seen an early game, I feel like we win.
see, I think we're horrible. I think I
At
think
least
we
I see the
lose.
game and we winning. Other games I don't see, yeah,
It's
we don't.
insane. So you're lucky. You got to go. We got to
Right.
get you a
I don't
ticket.
remember. Was it last year between me and you and Billy? That was my thing. That if I watched
Yeah,
the game,
we
we won.
win.
And
Yeah.
if I didn't watch the game, we was losing. So they would text me and be like, "Yo, can you watch this game because we're losing?" And
Yeah,
I'm like, "Okay, hold on, let me put it on." And
Well, we need to make sure that you watch tomorrow's game,
I
Carla.
know.
We have to
right,
start
Seriously.
it out 2025. We got to bring out the kukui, all right? We got to come with the good
right,
mojo, okay?
right, yeah, I gotta be a
Seriously.
lucky charm or something. Do my
Yeah, we got
ritual.
to make sure you're watching because it's bad. It's been like that. Even and it's funny because I think they said it on MSG. You know how they have those games circled around the kids. The
Mhm.
kids always see the ass games because they always come out so flat so early. So hopefully, right now, I want to blame Tibbs. I think it's more so I want to even say Jalen. I want to say just up front for Erica Brunson, the family of the Brunsons. The
Mhm.
voices on Nick's Twitter do not speak for all of the Nick fans in general. I'm just
Right.
gonna put that out there because the way that Jalen's been getting reamed, like just
I
saying
feel
like this
bad.
is a horrible season, he did horrible. Okay, a lot of he's been turning the ball over more than usual, which
Yeah.
isn't his thing. But you can't say that you want Jalen to be your stereotypical point guard, then get mad when he doesn't and he gives up the shots. When he gets selfish because Mikhail's not hitting or OG and he starts shooting, you can't get mad. He's still trying to get you the game. So at the end of
Mhm.
the day, you got to pick what you want and what you don't. Do you want him to be your normal point guard or you want him to be the point guard that he was last year who would take the responsibility and go for those shots and go to the hoop? Someone said last night that he didn't take any charges this year. I think you're delusional for someone who
Mhm.
really thinks that you're not watching any of the games. I seen Jalen hit the floor the same amount of times as he did last year. Maybe the ref isn't giving him those calls, but you can't tell me Jalen isn't taking charges. So pay attention, wake up, Because I think half of the people, they start making stuff out of their butts for the fact that you just want to point the finger at somebody. It's as a collective. You win as a team, you lose as a team. So I'm not going to point the finger at everybody. It's the team as a whole.
You hit it right on the head with that last point, right? We win as a team and we lose as a team. It has to be, if we're going to hold each other accountable, it has to be a collective. It can't just be an individual, right? And just like you said, like Knick fans that are online, you know, or Knick fans, whether it's Twitter, whether it's Instagram, whether it's up here on YouTube, the different podcasters, we aren't all a monolith. We aren't the same. It's not an echo chamber. We all have different opinions, even with the three of us, right? You know, myself, Skills, and Karla. I mean, myself, Skills, and Nikki. We look at the game all three differently, right? We don't have the same perspectives. We're not a copy. We don't copy and just paste whatever each other are saying, just like people in the chat as well. And that has to be when it comes to not only the team but us as a fan base, right? Hold each other accountable. You got Knick fans fighting at MSG inside of the crowd, like there's kids that are around you. You know, like it just makes no sense, right? Why? Like, first of all, buying a ticket to the Knick game is one of the most expensive tickets that you can buy out there. That's first and foremost. Secondly, why are you going to pay all of that money to go to MSG? You got to get drunk there, so you got to spend like $40 on alcohol, and then you're going to get arrested and get banned from the Garden. It makes no sense. So if you're a Knick fan out there, don't go to the Garden looking for trouble. Just go to the Garden looking to have a good time. That's literally all it is, right? You know, I want to switch it up so we can have some hee-hees, because everybody keeps talking about Tom Thibodeau and these minutes. So I put this little GIF together. If you guys remember the movie Holes with Shia LaBeouf.
That's too damn bad! You keep digging! Take me one day.
Right, so it's like Knick fans, like I get it, right? When it comes to Tom Thibodeau and the minutes, it's a story that's been on repeat ever since Tom Thibodeau has taken over the head coaching job for the New York Minutes. But there's a video that I was able to find on TikTok, and shout out to the New York Post for posting this. But this right here, the stats just blew my mind. So I'm going to listen to this, and then, ladies, I want to get your instant reaction from these stats.
Nobi, Mikal Bridges, and Jalen Brunson have played 1,004 minutes together.
Yeah, right, they have.
That's the number one most played three-man lineup in the league. Number two for the most played lineup in the league. OG Anunoby, Josh Hart, and Jalen Brunson.
Damn right it is.
Number three is Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges, and Jalen Brunson.
Tibbs don't play, boy.
Number four is Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, and OG Anunoby. Number five, Karl Towns, Josh Hart, and Mikal Bridges.
Yeah.
Number six, Karl Towns, OG Anunoby, and Josh Hart. Number seven, Karl Towns, OG Anunoby, and Mikal Bridges.
No PTO days.
Number
eight,
None.
No
Julius
PTO
Randle,
days.
Anthony Edwards,
There you go.
and Jay McDaniels.
There you go.
The top seven.
That's
The top
insane.
7
That
are the
is
New
sad.
York Knicks.
That is sad.
No,
I
there
mean-
was a fact on Twitter that came out a couple days ago that someone said the minutes of our starting lineup as of right now is 7 more games.
Oh, where
Than
did we hear
everybody
that? I heard that
else.
somewhere too.
It was that 2 + 2, the calculator man, that he
Oh.
said that. And
Oh.
I'm like, everybody knows. Yeah, everybody knows we already play a lot of minutes. The fact that you sit here and try to come up with a calculation, the
Yo,
show.
that had me dead because I was
Yeah.
lost. I was just like, where did you get the math from? Because
No, but
Yeah.
how did you calculate it? Like, you really got that they played 7 more games than the rest
Yeah,
of
I
the
was
league already.
lost with that.
Like,
it's like, look, I get it. Our starting 5 are playing a lot of minutes, but that as well too. Earlier, I was thinking that, to be honest, as we talk so much about, oh, this team has chemistry, especially with a coach and all that good stuff. I'm pretty sure at some point of time that was brought up, and I'm pretty sure that the team, the players themselves were like, no, it's all right. I'll keep playing. I mean, I don't feel like it's just Tibbs. I don't know. Like, again, going back to this whole chemistry, I feel like if, let's say, Brunson, tomorrow's game, he's just like, listen, I'm tired. Like, I can't play 40 minutes plus. I'm pretty sure Tibbs would be like, I'm pretty sure he'll be tight and be like, the hell? But I want to say I'm pretty sure Tibbs will be like, all right, he won't like it, but he'll have to give up some of Brunson's minute and give it to somebody else. I'm pretty sure. So I minute wise, I get it. Yeah, they are playing a lot of minutes. At the same time, I will have to say that has to be something with the players. That's what they want to do. I don't think it's that Tibbs is forcing them. You got me? Like I don't think at all.
I think for me, it comes down to there's a piece that's missing, right? It seems like this team is missing just one piece. And I want to shout out the folks in the chat. Shout out my guy Rock, who says, salute to the panel. The Knicks right now is like an ex-love, but that needs a break. The Knicks are like an ex you love, but you need a break. The Rockets, Mavs, Hawks, OKC losses have shown a serious weakness when it comes to the team. Rock, I don't think myself, Skills, or Nikki would disagree when it comes to that take. There have been some losses that you could point to, and you could show, like I'm saying, there's one piece that's missing. And I know a lot of fans, they want to hyper focus on this player because he's not on the team, and we used him in the trade to get Karl Anthony Towns, but it's Dante DiVincenzo, right? If Dante was still on this team coming off of the bench, he would be the perfect sixth man to have with that second unit. On top of that, when you look at our team, yes, we can shoot the three when everybody starts getting into rhythm, right? When they're all volume shooters, they have to get into rhythm in order to start knocking that down. We don't have somebody that's an automatic from the 3-point line, and that is what Dante DiVincenzo was for us last year. And if we had Dante on this team, he would be somebody that if our team is in a rut or is in a skid that, you know, the other team is on a 9-0 run and we can't buy a basket, Dante is somebody that you could put out there who's going to knock down that three to
Yep, definitely Dante will hit that. But at the same time, if Dante, I think he has a chance to come back, if anything. So hopefully they're
my mic.
able.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think he might come back because the way he's been, if he ends up like requesting nowadays, you can request for trades. So I'm thinking hopefully next season, worst case scenario,
How has he been over there
he's
playing?
been iffy. He doesn't look too happy over there. Yeah.
He doesn't look, he looks like you said, Nikki, he doesn't look happy. He doesn't look comfortable there. That entire situation in Minnesota is messed up. Minnesota fans, they can't stand Julius Randle. You know, I wish Julius
I've been
Randle the
hearing
best.
that.
I don't want to
forgot.
take time just to beat a dead horse that Knicks fans have been beating on for the past few years, but
Right.
it's not working out over there in Minnesota. I want to shout out some folks in the chat before we continue. Shout out to Leonard Franklin in the building. Hi, my guys. My name is Leonard Franklin. I am the #1 Knicks biggest fan. That's a big title right there. And yes, I know we lost last night, but there is more games to go. Okay, Leonard, welcome to the chat. Thank you for finding us. Shout out my guy Ghost, who's in the building. D Block is in the building. D Block, how you doing? Salute to you. Salute to the panel and the community. Okay, Skills. Darlene is in the building. Darlene, I hope all is well. Jarvis is in the building. My guy Jarvis, I hope all is well. Already shouted out G Money and Cheesy Soke. Shout out to you fellas. Jonathan is in the building. My guy Parrish Duggar, how you doing? Salute, salute, salute. 3 capital S's. And talking about that, J Boogie is in the building. Shout out to my family. Blessings, health, life, and happiness. Please, respectfully, for the content, smack that like button, subscribe and share. Salute, salute, salute. 3 capital S's.
Hold on,
and
real quick, sorry. There's a comment though that I saw. You have to bring that up about Bridges.
I got you right now.
It's like early on that had me dead. That's why I started laughing. But we was in the middle of talking about something else. It says Bridges had the same amount of point as you, me, the chat, SpongeBob, Patrick, Cosmo, and Wanda last
night. Shout out to G Money. That's my guy Gideon in the building. That's hilarious. Shout out to G Money.
Had me rolling. I was like, damn, because I didn't know until after the game he had 0 points. That shit was
he did nothing.
Like,
Yeah, Knicks 100 in the chat also said when Brunson got stuck in nowhere land, picking up his dribble last year, he could always pass to Hart, and Hart would pass it right back. And when it comes, and that's a great point right there, because I feel they're not going to Karl Anthony Towns as much as they should be in
Right.
that situation right there when Jalen Brunson is getting double team or triple team and he has to pick up his dribble. Even if he could just give it to Cat just to get it back, that's something that's missing with the offense. If you ladies want to jump on that point real quick before we jump into Josh Hart's cryptic message in the post game from last night.
No, real quick to touch on the minutes thing before we go to
I'm
that.
sorry. Go ahead.
They did say though that Cat's playing the same damn minutes for Minnesota.
oh,
So for if you're good, yeah, he's playing the same minutes. None of that has changed.
why
So for you to sit here acting like we're running the dude in the spear that you put the little hamster in over and over, and like, dude, no, he's used to these minutes. Then you have Josh Hart. Yeah. They
it's like I said earlier, Nikki. Sorry. It's like I'm pretty sure though. I feel like, come on, if you really are tired as a player and you have all these minutes, and then you know how we're talking about chemistry with this team, I don't feel like they would not tell Tibbs and be like, yo, like, can you reduce my minutes a little? Like, I'm pretty sure they would. Yeah, Tibbs won't like it, but I mean, what else? You know, like,
right.
I don't know.
Even in the roommates podcast, the episode that came out yesterday, the first 5 minutes they addressed it. They're like, everybody recovers differently. Josh recovers differently from Jalen because Josh is out there using his body more than Jalen does. They play basketball 2 different ways. So if you were to look at the lineup, you can't say who needs more recovery or not because of the way that they play. So as much as everybody thinks they're a captain, everybody thinks they're the front office, you don't really know how they're using the players and how they're recuperating and covering after these games. We already know Thibodeau has that mentality and everybody keeps saying he's that way. I don't really think he runs them down, especially when I forgot who said it, that he does half of the time the team doesn't really practice. They're in but
I feel like I've always heard that. I feel like I've always heard how the team really doesn't practice like that. Like they like the players themselves practice on their own, go to the gym and all that crap.
Right.
They as a team don't, which is kind of weird to me now.
It's not really, because when you look at it, and it's funny because I was watching the game yesterday with Chris, and he drives me crazy because I call him my personal negative Knicks Twitter member in the house. That everything he sees is negative. I'm like, I don't want to watch the game with you because you point everything out. When you see when they're coming up the court with the ball, it doesn't look like they actually run plays. It looks like they just see what they're happening, they're going. You see Tibbs is yelling something. I don't really know if he's yelling plays. Maybe we need someone from Celebrity Row to let us know really if it's plays or not that he's screaming. But when they move up the ball, it looks like half of the time they don't know where they're doing and they're winging it. Then you can tell when the ball's moving, it's a flow and they just got the juice and they're going with it. But those games like yesterday, they get stuck. They're dribbling. They don't know who to go to. No one's moving. Now when you look at it that way, maybe they really don't practice. What plays do they have?
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like now thinking about it, to me, it's like maybe should be practicing, especially it's the way y'all losing. It's not just because you're losing, okay, you should practice. I mean, regardless, if you lose, practice, whatever. But it's the way they're losing where it's like I understand why Knicks fans are tight. I get it. At the same time, though, I kind of want to be like, all right, but they're only human. Like, relax. It's not like they've been on a 10 losing win streak, you know? Like, it's different. We was on a 9 winning streak, not a 9 lose streak. So
exactly.
Let's just like calm down. And it's so what? We're in the middle now of the season. Like,
and we're still third.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I don't feel we should be panicking. I think we should start panicking if we keep seeing this going towards the end and we have to make off that, make the playoff. Then it's a big problem. Like I said earlier, like if we was to be playing like this, it's a problem. Different conversation.
It's like you said, right? And Rock said it in the chat, right? The Knicks, they win 9 games in a row and everybody is getting ready for the championship celebration, but we lose 4 out of 5 games, and then the minutes police, they start going rampant, right? Because when you look at the top players in the league when it comes to minutes, Mikal
Mhm.
Bridges, Josh Hart, then OG Anunoby, and then you got Tyrese Halliburton, Anthony Edwards, and then Jalen Brunson. And this is something that the Menace Police, they're always going to pull up whenever we go on a winning streak or whenever anybody looks like they're going they're tired or they can't perform. They're going to bring that up. And Tom Thibodeau, this is something that Tom Thibodeau has been blamed for ever since Chicago. This is not nothing new. This is what Tom Thibodeau is. This is what Tom Thibodeau has been, and it's not going to change no matter how much we say that Theo Tibbs can change. This is what Tom Thibodeau is, and
Right.
it's what we've signed up for when we named Tom Thibodeau the head coach of this team. But you have the guys in the lineup, and I don't think they're not being broken down yet, right? It's January 11th as of right now. This would be an issue, like you said, Karla, if this was a month left in the season or 3 months left in the season. But I feel that it kind of is an issue because we're not even at the All-Star break, and it looks like our players are breaking down. That's alarming to me right there, because we're not even at the technical halfway point in the season, and our guys all look gassed. Jalen looks gassed, OG looks gassed, Mikal looks gassed, and Karl Anthony Towns look gassed. The only one that doesn't look gassed is Josh Hart. Josh Hart is the only one that does not look gassed out there, but that's just how Josh Hart plays. He's always just running back and forth like a ping pong, bouncing off of people. I just feel that the front office, they may need one or two pieces to address the minutes distribution just to have guys more fresh going towards the end of the season, if you get what I'm saying.
I got a question for you, though, especially of what you're
What's up?
saying about them being gassed. Is it really them looking like they're gassed or them just being confused on what to do? Because if you're sitting here, Jalen really hasn't had that many double teams. The defense isn't there. He's getting stuck. We are seeing Jalen in a position now that we haven't seen him in the last 2 years. So is it really them being gassed, or we're witnessing our players being confused on what the hell they're doing? You got new pieces. You don't know. Am I supposed to be looking for Cat? Am I supposed to be? That's why gassed maybe, but confused. I want to say more so confusion. Because like you said, it's only January. So for the
Yeah.
fact that you tired already, bro, and no one's hurt, nobody major. So I just think it's just maybe confusion.
I would say, like you said, if you don't want to use the word confused, and if I'm not going to use the word gas, I would say it's like deer in a headlight, right? When the
Yes.
Knicks, when the offense is clicking and everybody is cutting and it looks beautiful, it looks like poetry and motion.
Amen.
But when they can't buy a basket, or when the defense is locking down on them, they look like deer in a headlight. Nobody knows what to do with the basketball, and they're playing hot potato.
And
Right.
maybe they need to start practicing. And there you go. This would not be happening if they were practicing. Rather than that's sure not. Maybe they need to start practice. Go to practice, run some play, and be like, oh, okay, now I know what to do if I'm in this.
Exactly.
Because now that you said that, Nick, I'm here thinking about it, and I'm like,
because OKC, remember what he said with the OKC. OKC figured us out in the fourth quarter. So if you figured us out in the fourth quarter, in the next game you play us, you had us from the jump. So the way they said the book is out on Jalen, no, the book was out on the team going from OKC. So the fact that they got that, that's where I'm like, it's the team in the whole. It's not just one person.
Yeah. Yeah, I just want to say shout out to chat. We got over 200 people rocking out with us. We got over 35 people watching us on YouTube. If you guys can, smack that like button. If you're watching us on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook, click the link in the bio. Jump on over to YouTube. We have an amazing chat over there. Shout out to Knicks 100, who is in the building. My guy rocks. Ebony is in the building. Shout out to Ebony. Ebony says facts. Nikki Boots out on the boot. The books are out on Tibbs, I believe. Absolutely. DN is in the building. Shout out to DN. Paris Duggar, the minutes kills us in transition. And it's just something that if Tom Thibodeau doesn't change it, or if the problem doesn't get solved, it's just going to be something that people are going to highlight whenever we lose. And Knicks 100 said, so basically we're perfectly fine versus the dysfunctional teams, but versus the good teams, we're tired.
Exactly.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mhm.
I gotta
Yeah.
agree with him.
We
And he
got
said,
all
I'm
this
not,
gas for these whack ass teams, but when it comes to the
but when it
teams that
comes to the
matter,
good
where
teams, we're not
in
Right.
showing up.
playoffs, because let's be for real, in playoff season, we're not gonna see these whack teams. You know,
Nope.
maybe who knows, maybe 1, 2, but not
Mhm.
even. We're gonna see teams that are really good, and yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, right now, maybe we shouldn't worry too much. Yes and no. Yes, at the simple fact where. All right, why are we not getting it? It's January. By now, we should already, like, get the chemistry and all this stuff.
Mhm.
Why are we still kind of like, so what do I do right now? You get me? Like, it's not all the time, but we should not right now in Jack. We should not be. I mean, I get it. Okay, it's beginning of January. Fine. I'm trying to give them excuses. I love doing that to people I love. I'll give you excuses, but it's just like, all right. I mean, can we get it together again? Back to the practice now. Ever since
Right.
we mentions that, it's like, yo, can we practice? And then I'm going to be
Yeah.
on that. Like, I don't know if they really do or not, but I'm gonna need y'all to practice, review these films, and go practice. Don't just review the films and be like, oh, so this is where I messed up.
I know. I was
Yeah.
supposed to go over there, not
Right?
over
Like,
there.
go practice that shit. Go do
Right.
it. Go do it.
Yeah.
Do something. I don't know what, but go.
Then you know what it is? The last 2 seasons, when we came around this time of year, we figured our shit out. So I still think the fact that Tibbs figured it out and the team figured it out, if the fans are expecting Tibbs to be fired within the season, I don't think that's gonna happen. Unless we don't make the
Yeah, I don't
playoffs.
think that's gonna happen. Yeah.
No, I'm thinking they're gonna give him the rest of the season to figure it out, just like benefit of the doubt because you figured it out before. Then worst case scenario, it'll be the off season. But if you're really calling for the man's head now, it's not gonna happen.
Right.
So let me ask you, ladies, then, and folks in the chat, you as well. I'm gonna ask the question, and you guys chime in. So, do you guys think that it's more of a Tom Thibodeau issue, or do you think that the roster that do you guys feel that the roster we currently have, it's closer to winning a championship, or do you feel that Tom Thibodeau is not the head coach to take this team to a championship? Which one do you feel it's more of an issue? Do you think that we're missing 1 or 2 pieces, or do you think that it's just the head coach? Folks in the chat, let us know as well.
I think it's
I
the
wanna-
roster.
I want to say it's both, to be honest with you. Because let's think about it again. Tibbs is not on the floor playing. The
Right.
players are. Tibbs could tell you what to do. Now, are you going to do it or are you going to make those shots? So both go hand in hand. So I think it goes both. Missing piece, I feel now seeing this team, I feel maybe we are missing one piece, if anything. But again, it goes back to, all right, now the players need to know what they're doing on this floor.
Right.
Like last night's game, it shows that it's like everybody's like, okay, what now? What now? What do you mean, what now? Why do you have like that confused? What do you mean? Like, you're the player. Like, should you not know? When you got times out, or you not talking to your coach and asking, coach, what are we doing? Now, is the coach not telling them what to do as well? So I think everything goes hand in hand. I feel like this team could go to the playoff all the way, make it, and possibly get the chip. But now it's all going to be up to the player and the coach. Do y'all want to adapt that? Do y'all want to change? Do y'all want to get your defense a lot better than what it is right now? Because defense sucks. And let's be for real. We could have an offense. That's great. But we have no defense. What is the point of this team? I'm sorry, but what is the point of this team? Why am I going to keep watching this team if we have no real defense? What is the point for that? Yo, all right, I already know. That's it. We're done. We're not even making the playoff things. Bye. I'll wait for baseball season to start. I have better hope over there.
Having no defense, you're relying on luck without defense.
Right. And it's just like, okay, luck go so far.
Exactly.
You get me? So far. Like, all right, let's say the next 3 games, we win those next 3 games on pure luck. All right, in game 4. So that's what we're gonna do. Like, nah, I'm not okay with that. The defense definitely needs to get a lot better. I don't know what needs to happen. I don't know who needs to be spoken to. The coach, when he needs to do what the coach needs to be told to, like, hey, this is what you got to do. But the defense needs to clean up a lot more. And I feel like once we clean that up and we see a little bit of change, because again, we can't expect tomorrow game, that's it. Like, okay, we get it. The defense was the problem, and then tomorrow we're gonna see a difference. But moving forward, as long as we see a little difference and they see it too, like, oh, this is what worked. This is what I should have done.
Mhm.
We'll be fine. But until then, this is how we're going to be.
And tomorrow's another test too, because you're playing Dame. And you know Dame likes to shoot from like Steph Curry range.
Yes.
And we
he's a
already, yeah. And our
Yeah.
3-point defense, our perimeter defense is horrible. So
Yeah.
between yesterday and tomorrow, if you really are expecting a change, you got to be realistic. It's not going to happen overnight. This defense thing has been a problem since the beginning of the season. I think it's more so the roster than it is Tibbs, because you're relying on players that really haven't been under the fact that a lot of this fan base, you're asking Hawk Porty to come out of nowhere and to save us in a position where you really have to rely on Mitch, you used to rely on iHeart and on Julius. Then a lot of people are sitting here calling for Shamit, which I'm not riding high on Shamit either. So I'm not sure how everybody else is. You got a lot of what happened?
I said, didn't he just come back from being injured just like a few ago?
Yeah,
Like,
he did. But if you were to tell me, do you want to roll with Shamit or you want to go with Deuce? Give me Deuce. Because I already feel like Deuce has already been playoff tested. He's already have that bit underneath his belt. I'm not going to rely on Shamit that way. So the fact that a lot of people in the fan base is pointing to a lot of these players that haven't been in that position is that you got to be realistic. If you're
Right.
expecting Mr. So and so to come save the team, it's not. Tibbs can only go as far as the roster that he has. If you're playing OKC and it's a big game, he's not going to go to the third wheel on the bench. He's going to go with the best players he has.
Right.
What are you going to
Yeah.
do? You're going to play your best hand. So at the
But-
same time, not only does the team has to be realistic, the fan base needs to too. Of course. Yesterday, since it was a blowout, I probably would have sat Jalen at halftime. Relax over there. I'm not going to bring you back. That's the only thing I'm mad about, but you can't be mad he's rolling with his horses.
Yeah.
But I think
It's just
No, just
go ahead.
I think that also came to your point, Nikki, about the bench and all that stuff from when was it? Wednesday was the other time that we played, correct? If I'm not
I
mistaken.
think so. Yeah.
Because Wednesday, that's when he decided to play everybody else besides the starter.
Right.
I feel we're too spoiled on things. So it's like, look, he played besides the starting five, he played the bench. We're here expecting, oh, okay, he's changing. You saw how everybody was. Everybody was like, oh, look, a surprise. He's playing the bench, and the bench did good. And this, yeah, but look at the team we freaking played against.
Exactly.
Let's
He played
be
the
real.
D-League team.
Right. And so it's like, yes, don't get me wrong. I'm happy. I'm going to cheer for our players regardless. But at the same time, if we would have done that last 9 game, how much more bad we would have lost if we would have just let the bench. I mean, maybe who knows, by luck, we could have been good. But then at the
Exactly.
same time, it's like, I'm with you, Nikki. Is Tibbs going to sit here and be like, let me risk this and put in the bench and see what they do
Right.
by like 20, 30? Or am I sticking with my guys and just pray for the best?
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Because I know I saw a tweet that said, oh, the energy that Hawk Porty came out with. Yeah, because your ass been sitting on the bench for the last 3 games. So of course he's coming out with energy. If I did nothing a whole week and you put me in, then I'm coming out with energy too. That's why I'm like, people just say stuff just to say stuff. You need to
but
be
that's what you're
realistic.
But that's what you're supposed to do when you're like a player that's at the end of the bench, like Hawk Purdy, and you're fighting for NBA minutes. Deuce McBride told him, like, you know, he was like, these minutes when you come into the game when we're losing, you're supposed to value these minutes, like make the most out of these minutes. Like the minutes I got now is because I did what I had to do when we were losing by certain games, but I was in the game still hustling, and that's what Hawk Purdy is going to do. It's good for him, right? If he's trying to get NBA minutes, that's a plus for him. But I feel like both of you ladies are hitting it right on the head. Everybody in the chat is hitting it right on the head. We got Jay Boogie backstage. I'm gonna bring up Jay Boogie in 2.3 seconds. I just want to go through the chat. Shout out to everybody. David Smith in the building who says, "You think this team looks good? We beat a bunch of cream puff tomato cans and injured teams on the schedule." First of all, shout out to the cream puff tomato can joke.
Yeah, I was just
Team
gonna
is
say
supposed to be title contenders, but Knicks can't beat a top team that's healthy. Shout out to you, David. That's the best comment we got so far of the year. Let's see what else.
that
DN
one
says,
and the other one with the SpongeBob with
the
yo,
SpongeBob, yeah.
comments are it.
The comments have been winning right now. Again, if you guys can, smack that like button on YouTube. Share the video. Hit the subscribe button as well. We're close to 5K on the subscribers. We're at 4,780. We're just 220 subscribers away from 5K. So help us out. We're right there. Let's get to 5K before the All-Star break. Wesley Robinson says, "I'm checking in from Strong Island. Tibbs is stubborn, inept, and delusional. This team is never prepared, tired, and he never makes adjustment. This team would never get to the finals with Tom Thibodeau." Wesley is coming in with the smoke. Hit that. I wish I'm working on getting a sound box so I can start dropping a bomb.
No, for real. I need that. Like they have it on Twitter, so I could like.
Yeah. I need that. Shout out to my guy On Dios in the building who says, "You never know what you have if you don't use it." OG was in the game with 5 minutes and we're down 20 with just 4 points. And that's the point that's upsetting to me. Like, we're getting blown out, right? There should be no reason why all of our starters play over 40 minutes in a game that we're getting dog walked by OKC. And let's be honest, majority of the game, we were losing by basically 30 points. But we still had our main guys in the game. I get it. You got to go with your guys. You got to go with your top dogs. Like you said, Nikki, I'm not trying to take that away from Tom Thibodeau. But when we get towards the end of the game and it's like 5 minutes left to go and we're still down by 20 minutes, just start waving the white flag. Get the bench guys out there and just sit your starters.
Let them practice. Let them. Well, that's their practice right there. The bench of those last 5 minutes with the Tugs. It's true. You should get your practice somehow.
It's just annoying. It's just annoying seeing Karl Anthony Towns limping up the court and we're down by like 20 points, grabbing at his knee.
Anybody gets injured because of these freaking minutes, please.
It's gonna be a funeral.
Yeah, because you see, this is gonna be the one time I will agree with everybody with the minutes. I mean, I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, saying that the players would say something to the coach. Maybe not. Maybe they will. I don't freaking know. But then it could be the coach saying, "Nah, f that." Like, you're gonna play these minutes. But it's just like, yo, if somebody gets hurt, this is the one time I'm like, yeah, you see, because it was all these minutes. I don't know what the hell the coach was thinking, what the hell the players were thinking. Because why didn't you talk? And was like, yo, that's it. I'm tired. I'm about to get hurt. Like, I'm gonna go off if something happens. God forbid. But if something happens, I'm gonna go off. Like,
Paris Duggan in the building says, "Every time I hear Tibbs, guys, I need to go to the bathroom." Shout out to my guy Paris Duggan with that one right there. Shout out to you, Paris Duggan in the building. Hold on. Again, I just want to say Knicks 100 said that's why they didn't keep feeding Cat versus small players. Cat would get stripped after a few times. Go ahead, Nikki.
He did. That kept happening the whole time. Him and Jalen. Whenever they were in the post, they were getting robbed. And I don't know what it is. Lately, Jalen's passes have looked horrible. It looks like he's trying to bowl the ball instead of actually pass it. So hopefully he can get that whole situation together, but it's been looking really bad.
I'm going to bring up Jay Boogie right now. Jay Boogie, let me get a thumbs up. Let me know you're ready to rock out, Unc. All right, my guy Jay Boogie. Jay Boogie is in the building. The closer himself.
Hey.
What's up, family? How y'all doing? Blessings, health, happiness to everybody. Hope everybody's in the greatest form of health. Shout out to everybody in the chat that's rocking with this amazing newborn challenge of a channel we got right here. Hope everybody's in the greatest form for a happy 2025. You know, anybody going through anything, we don't pray that you go through it. We pray that you get through it. Please, while you're watching and you're viewing, please hit that like button. Hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can be alert and alarmed when the show comes about. And make sure, you know, if you missed it, to go back and watch the replay and also share it to somebody else that might not know that this channel is growing right now, you know. But how y'all doing? Everybody good? What up, Nick? Yo, what up, Skiz? What up, one of my youngest nephews?
Man, Boogie, you know I love you, Boogie.
Trying to survive the cold and not get
Yes,
sick.
sir.
Well, it's gonna be cold this time of the year, man. Also, blessings and prayers go out to everything that's going on in LA.
Yes,
I heard with
Mhm.
something going on in the Bronx. Blessings and prayers
yes.
going around the whole entire world. You know what I'm saying? That's
Mhm.
why I always say, make sure you appreciate yourself when your eyelids is unattached and you see a new day. Make sure you take advantage of that day that you're living. You know what I'm saying? Nothing is not promised the way things are happening. You know what I'm saying? So make sure, you know what I'm saying, you appreciate and show yourself some, you know what I'm saying, appreciation for what you do and what you do in your life, itself, man. I know y'all ready to talk about a little bit of basketball.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What we want to get your take, but no, Jay Boogie, again, appreciate you like always. We've known each other for several years. I look at you as Big Unc, as a mentor, so I always appreciate you. And going back to it, you brought up the fire in LA, and the fire in the Bronx that literally is not that far from my mom's house. It's literally a three or
Oh,
four blocks away over there on Wallace Avenue
Wow.
in the Pelham Parkway section of the Bronx. I worked EMS for many years in the Bronx in that area, right? Working 911 out of Bronx Lebanon Hospital. So I there was over 200 members, whether EMS and firefighters that showed up to that fire. It was a 5-alarm fire as well. Over
Damn.
200 people displaced around this time of the year. It's very cold. Again, if you guys can donate to whatever mutual aid or organizations that are out there around this time of the year. When I worked EMS, it was always fires because of how cold it is. The buildings don't get no heat, and people use space heaters and shit like that catch on fire. So again, it's a tough time. If you guys know anybody affected by this, just thoughts and prayers to them. But yeah, Jay Boogie, back to the basketball. We want to get your thoughts on the Knicks, where we're at right now. And we had the Queen come up last week and give her pitch when it comes to the All-Star and the voting. And I know you and we spoke on the phone about Karl Anthony Towns, and you brought something up on Twitter that you wanted to speak on. So go ahead, Jay Boogie. The ball's in your court. Lead the conversation whichever way you want, and then throw it over to Karla and Nikki to bounce back. Folks in the chat, smack that like button. Go ahead, Boogs.
I just firstly, I'm just going to speak upon what I saw last night, and how I feel about last night. And my thing is, I've been by my cell phone, I've been by my laptop, I've been by everything that I have connected to Ian Begley. I've been, really like looking forward to Ian Begley coming out on the platform and let me know that the Knicks players had a closed meeting amongst themselves. This is what I felt like they should have done immediately after that game. They should have got together and had a closed meeting, iron everything out. Whatever you got to do, you got to argue, you got to get a fair one. Whatever you got to do, let it all out and get it over with before we go into the game tomorrow, which we play Milwaukee, which they're rejuvenated and they feel like, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people have been downgrading as far as their play. So they feel like they got something to prove. But I'm really old school when it comes to this basketball. I go back, a little bit. And what I mean by my old school ways, like, when Pat Ewing had to go against, Elijah Wan, or he had to go against David Robinson, it was no joking around or playing around the night before, especially when he's coming into your building. He's going to be on his best game. You know what I'm saying? He's going to give you his all-out effort. The same thing went along with Melo. When he knew LeBron was coming in, he knew he had to be on his best game. My thing with these guys is, they rate us as one of the top three teams in the East. Overall, we're one of the top 5 teams in the entire league. The thing is about being the top 5, when I look at the other 4 teams, I look at the Houston Rockets. We lost to the Houston Rockets. I look at the Boston Celtics. We lost to the Boston Celtics. I look at the OKC. We lost to the OKC. We lost to all 3 of these teams on their floor. When you look at OKC, Boston, and Cleveland, they 3 played one another this week. OKC beat Boston on their floor. OKC went to Cleveland. OKC went to Cleveland and lost to Cleveland on their floor. What that means is all 3 of them teams right now are playing and protecting their home court. Now, we know for a whole week that we got OKC coming in. We're supposed to be upbeat, ready for this game, you know what I'm saying? By any means ready to go, you know what I'm saying? And we did not show up for this game. And more importantly, I felt bad for the fan base, because we are the biggest fan base it is in the NBA. And the fan base is inside that building, and we want to see this team achieve and receive everything that they rightfully deserve. But you have to show up. I think I heard Nikki speak upon, watching film. There's no film film for, for effort. There's no film for energy, you know what I'm saying? Unless you look at yourself and you see you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. But these guys need to get together and figure it out. I don't want to point the fingers at Tom. I don't want to point the fingers at the players, but I know when it comes to being inside this building, you must protect home. You look at, what happened when we had the alumni night. We didn't show up for that night neither. You know what I'm saying? That was a downfall. We should have learned from that. And if you didn't learn from that, you should have learned from the Chicago Bulls. You know what I'm saying? When they put up the Derrick Rose jersey, you know what I'm saying, that night, a lot of people was in the building to see Derrick Rose jersey go up for Chicago, for the city of Chicago where he was born. I think they tricked us. They put us on that schedule. So therefore, his jersey went up for the New York Knicks and the Chicago Bulls. Both teams he played for. His jersey went up for Tom, who both coaches he played for on 2 different teams. They showed up that night to fight for him. We need to stand and show and fight for this team. You know what I'm saying? We are really in this building with 19,812, whatever it is in the garden. That's not including the session stand. That's not including the security. We talking about people that spend their hard-earned money that's here to support this team. And I'm really not talking about the celeb because they supposed to be. I'm talking about the ones that work hard each and every day, that pay their hard-earned money to come here to back and support this team. We need you to perform and get it right for yourself and the fan base. We're 100% behind you, and we love the squad. We're never going to switch on you. We're never going to change on you, but we need y'all to figure it out and to hurry up. Don't take no more time trying to figure out. Tomorrow's a new game. We got Milwaukee, and I need for us to go. Phil, you're supposed to be embarrassed about yesterday. I'm glad they left OG. Stay out there. You need to stay out there so they can boo you a little bit more. Maybe you'll feel a little bit different, about how you play, you know what I'm saying? Because you can play basketball, and you're more than just a defensive player, you know what I'm saying? Bridges tried to left him out there too. Matter of fact, break his game winning streak, you know what I'm saying? Don't even let him start. Let him start feeling some things that's going to hurt them, you know what I'm saying? But more than importantly anything, I want to see the team, grow, continue getting better and everything. But 2-3 years ago, we was like, oh man, we got the best bench it is in the league, you know what I'm saying? And then, but the off starters weren't so good. So when Leon made the move to go ahead and make this, starting 5, you know what I'm saying, be one of the top scorers in there, it left some holes in the bench, you know what I'm saying? We need to go back to the basics, get some balance. I need something to happen on the bench. I need Mitch to come back. I need everything to be working. We are off balance. It's a seesaw, you know what I'm saying? Just because you got more weight and the person goes high, that don't mean you carrying more weight. That means, you know what I'm saying, this person is up high and you down there at the bottom. I need to move up and top on this seesaw, But I'm happy for the squad. I'm happy for Towns getting his votes. Shout out to the Dominicans, all y'all. Y'all making that possible for him. I'm going to say that. Y'all have made that possible for him to have the votes that he had. It's the other ones, we're not voting as much, you know what I'm saying, as for Brunson, and it shouldn't be that way. But shout out to y'all for making that happen for him to have that many numbers. We must continue on vote for these guys. Don't worry about Brunson. He's going to figure it out, you know what I'm saying, more sooner than later, you know what I'm saying. We're not going to take anything away from him for what he has become, since he's been here and everything that's going on, you know what I'm saying, sooner or later, it's going to all mesh and come together, you know what I'm saying? More sooner than later. But I'm hoping that tomorrow is a new day, it's a Sunday. We get a victory against the Milwaukee Bucks, you know what I'm saying? Figure it out, you know what I'm saying? Work together, believe in yourself, have faith in your game when you wake up, come to the gym tomorrow feeling different. Call somebody. How you feeling today? You ready to ball? You ready to play? How you feeling today? Then when you get to the gym, ask him that same question. Let me see if you're feeling that the same way when I talk to you on the phone, or even better. Jalen Brunson, that's your name. Your parents, it's a beautiful family. They gave you that, but you got another name too. It's called the captain. You are the captain. Call yourself out. Call the players out. We're going to go as far as Jalen Brunson is going to lead us. I'm not saying he's going to he's doing anything to hold us back. No, he's just got to figure some things out so we can continue on going forward. The fan base is behind y'all, and we're here with you. We love the team. We love the channels. We the biggest fan base it is. We got the most YouTube spaces. We got the most Twitter spaces. We got the highest. We buy the most logos. You see more people that's not in New York and other cities, other states, wearing more Knick uniforms and more more Nick gear than anywhere else. So you can't say the fan base we're not doing our job, but we need y'all to just figure it out and come together. And it starts, to matter of fact, it starts right now. I ain't gonna say tomorrow. How you gonna lay down tonight? What you eating tonight? You know, so what you watching? You trying to stay up late? No, you got a game tomorrow at 2:30. Get your rest. Get prepared. Because you know what I'm saying? 7 o'clock in the morning, you going out this door. You in that chauffeur. You into that building. You into that tape room. You in that shoot around. Then you back in that locker room. And then you back on that layup line. And then it's tip off. What are you gonna do tomorrow at 2:30? But like I said, I'm hoping Ian Begley would come out and say them guys had a meeting amongst themselves, you know what I'm saying? And they ironed everything out. I need that old school's crease down them jeans. You know what I'm saying? That one crease, I need to be creased out with this roster, man. Salute, salute, salute. 3 capital S's. I love y'all.
Thank you, J Boogie, for that.
That was perfect.
You see, the energy J Boogie had tonight is what the Knicks needs tomorrow.
Tomorrow, 100%. Coffee and everything.
Get me on that bench. Shoot. I can do more than what Reese is doing. I can do more than what Brian is doing. I can do more than what, you know what I'm saying, what them guys are doing back there. They need somebody to just rattle them up, you know what I'm saying, and remind them what great players that they are. They was born and gifted with this talent. But when you get the talent, you're born with it, you got to continue on critiquing your talent because there's always somebody behind you trying to take your spot. Just because you're in the league now, it doesn't stop there. What you going to do to stay in the league? You sign a new check tonight, that means it's the first day tomorrow to start working on a new check. You know, it doesn't stop. It always continue on going.
100%.
Bars. Folks, we got over 300 people rocking out with us. Like Jay Boogie says, smack that like button, hit the subscribe button. Jay Boogie is dropping sermons out there. So if you guys want to drop a super chat, drop some money to the congregation. Go ahead,
Yes.
Nikki Skills. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know if you have it reeled up what Josh said about
Yes.
that message.
Mm-hmm.
The cryptic message, the way I look at it when it comes to the message, I don't think he's talking to someone particular. Yeah.
Mhm.
I think what he's doing is he already knows what the fan base is going to look for. I think it's something towards us, more so towards a particular player. Because looking at the last couple games, and I'm someone who I don't miss a game. I have no clue who he's talking to.
I agree with you, Nikki.
None at all. I just think because he's on Twitter. Yeah, he's on Twitter. He's saying what he thinks needs to be said.
And what he sees on Twitter, people saying, I think that's what that whole message was about, to be all honest. Because I heard it I didn't hear it last night, but I heard it this morning. I was a little confused too, but then the more I kept hearing, I don't know about y'all, but to me, I feel that's a lot of things on Twitter what people say.
Right.
And I'm sure he reads that and he's just like Nikki just said, let me just say what I guess everybody wants to hear in a sense.
Because think about it. He addressed when people were saying we gave too many picks. He addressed the whole thing about they need to cancel the show. So this wouldn't be the first time he addressed something that was said on Twitter by the fan base. So when I look at it, he's not talking about Mikhail because he always defended him whenever they brought it up in these post-game interviews. OG, I don't think is OG. We already know Jalen doesn't have that type of mindset. So I really have no clue who it is. I just think it has something to do within the fan base just to keep us like, wait, what is it? Why are we like novela style? Like we're overlooking for the dramatics.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Or no, it could just be he's just saying things in general, like just as well towards the team. Like even though it's his interview, but he's probably just saying this out loud as well for the team to hear. Because let's be for real, you know, this team after they're gonna eventually see these interview after the game of at some point or another. So maybe this is just something he's just saying, like, yo, let me just say this to the team, and maybe he did. Who knows? Yeah, like for we know, after all that happened, he probably said the same things to the team to let them know, like, yo, listen, boys, we gotta come here without no ego, X, Y, and Z. Like, you know, we don't know. I don't think it was anything somebody in particular. Like Nikki said, I think we're just trying to be dramatic. Look for something that's not even there.
That's what it is.
Yeah, and I think again, things get blown out of proportion when the team is losing. When the team is losing 3 out of the last 4 games, 4 out of the last 5 games, things get blown out of proportion, and fans, they try to nitpick and just pick at anything, right? But again, shout out to everybody that's in the building. Over 300 people rocking out with us. It's about 7:30. We're about to end it in a little bit. I have one video that I wanted to play real quick because Jay Boogie, you brought up talking about Karl Anthony Towns. If you guys remember, Karl Anthony Towns' mom's passed away around when the COVID situation happened. A lot of people as well. Jay Boogie, I know you was affected by it. People in my personal life was affected by it as well. So there was a video that I put together for Latino sports. I have the video here. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it real quick. Then we're gonna come right back. We're gonna get our last words, and then we're gonna dip out. So just let me play it, cue it up right now.
Anthony Towns is no exception. For the better part of 2 decades, if you asked him who he was, he would tell you he was a basketball player. But then this year happened. Cat's life shut down when his effervescent mother, Jackie, became an early casualty of the virus. And her death absolutely wrecked Karl, who later revealed it had been him, at 24 years old, who'd had to give the okay to take his mom off life support. But he's also made it clear he's never going to be the same person he used to be. From now on, he's not that basketball player. From now on, who he is, first and foremost, is Jackie Towns' son.
I bring that up, because her death, the anniversary will be coming up soon. Us Knicks fans, we have shown how much we love our players, right? We've seen it in the past with Jalen Brunson and his father. This year with Karl Anthony Towns. Shout out to my guy On Dios in the building, who has a relationship with Karl Anthony Towns, his father as well. Knicks fans, if you guys can, just go out there and vote for our players, whether it's Karl Anthony Towns, whether it's Jalen Brunson. I know we may get upset at some of the guys when they don't win. We can't go 82-0. We're going to lose some games. You're going to go through losing streaks. It happens. It's just the NBA. That's just how it is. But if we can show up, vote for your guys, do it once a day. That's all it is. Just go online. It just takes you 5 or 10 minutes. The same way how you guys can show up here and show support for us. Show up for our guys. Let's get Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns to the All-Star game, and let's get the other guys some votes. They deserve it. They're deserving of votes as well. Let's just show up for our guys. Nikki, Karla, whoever wants to go, and then throw it over to Jay Boogie to close us out.
Fans will be fans. We're supposed to be here supporting our team, win or lose. I posted a picture that I found while I was moving of me younger. So being a Knicks fan throughout all these is nothing but waves, mountains, whatever you want to call it, roller coasters. I seen the highs, I seen the lows. So when it comes to that, no one can tell me, oh, if you don't like what you're seeing, go pick another team. No, I'm a Knicks fan, and that's what it is. Fans support their players. We support by spending money. We support by going to these games, buying jerseys. Takes 5 minutes, not even, to go on your phone and to vote is free. And especially for that video that you put, the clips with the music, you gave me goosebumps with that. Ain't no love like a mom's love. So the fact that is the video that you showed, it is a beautiful video. So good job on that. But definitely, hell yeah, get your boys up there, give them the voice, especially Jalen, because Jalen's the reason why Cat's here. Because if Jalen hasn't been playing the way he was the last 2 years, they want to have made the move to bring Cat here. So you got, as much as we might feel a little disappointed or questioning Jalen, that's your captain. Support your captain.
Facts.
Yep.
Karla?
I agree. Listen, it's 82 games. We're not going to win all 82 games. It's not realistic. I mean, I wish, in a sense, but we're not going to win all 82 games. And I feel like just every team in the NBA is going to go through their moments where the next 2 games, it's not their best. And unfortunately for us in the Knicks, look, last night's game is not our best. Now let's move forward to the next game. There's the game tomorrow. Let's just hope, and pray that these boys wake up and they come with all the energy to win. And just, the whole mindset is keep winning as many games as you can. You're gonna have a few losses, and that's okay. You have to learn from that, because how can you grow and be better if you don't learn from your losses? You get me? as Nikki said, Knicks fans will be Knicks fans. I feel just because of so much that we dealt with as being Knicks fans this year, we had them so much on a pedestal. So it's like anything that happens, we're going crazy. We're already like, oh, F this team, forget this team, F Tibbs, F the players, or whatever the case is. That's fine. You know what? You're upset. It's okay. I'm not going to take that okay from nobody. But let's be realistic. At the end of the day, when you're done being mad, like, can we be, realistic about it and be like, yo, it's okay. You know what? They lost again. How Kat and Brunson said last night after the game. Yo, let's move forward. Simple as that. Let's move forward. Let's get to the next game. Let's win. At the end of the day, that's all we got to do. Keep rooting for this team. Let's vote for all our players, to get onto the All-Star. They deserve it. The last few years since this team's been rebuilding, I feel like, especially our captain, he deserves to be in the All-Star game. You get me? To be honest, me with the All-Star games, I'd be thinking now these All-Star games are whack. But you know what? It means something to the players and to us, just to us too, to see
Us fans,
to see our team, one of our player out there, especially our captain. It's just to see our captain, like at the end, like, listen, if our captain or any Knicks player makes it to the team, to the All-Star, I'm watching it. As much I probably won't pay attention. I'm going to watch it just the fact that one of our guys made it. And that's all it is. At the end of the day, let's support this team. Let's show the world, because everybody likes to talk shit about the Knicks. Let's be for real. We're the laughing stock team since forever. And this is the one year I feel that finally we could honestly go somewhere. Let's act like it. Let's be that supportive fan base where we know that, yo, this team is gonna go somewhere. Let's support our guys. That's it. We'll always be forever Knicks. Forever.
It doesn't even have to be the All-Star game, right? I remember when Channing Frye and David Lee and Nate Robinson was in the rookie-sophomore game. I was watching that when I was in high school. So it doesn't have to be the All-Star game. It could be the three-point contest. And if it's a Knick, I'm gonna watch it, and I'm gonna root for my guy to win. Jay Boogie, before you guys want to talk, my guy, shout out to Trendo in the building, who says Knicks 100 is no need to yell. And Knicks 100 said, it's my inside voice. Listen, I've known Knicks 100 on the internet for the past several years, and he's always writing everything in caps. He always has his cap locks is always pressed. So shout out to Knicks 100. Go ahead, Jay Boogie. On dose. Yeah, you see facts. Heck, go ahead.
Yeah, man. They keep telling me Boogie just remain calm, though. I need MSGS. Why not? The woe's gone. The next trade, Leon, bring us that superstar to go at this Captain Clutch in his prime point guard. He already bought us that superstar. That superstar is Towns. But I say that to say this. I'm going to go all the way back to when we traded for Derrick Rose. Deadline. All them trades that Leon Rose that made through the deadline, you know the clock is ticking. You know he's getting ready to come up with something where we be like, bam, Rose did it again. Sooner or later, a trade is going to come that's going to help this team get over the hump and take us where we need to go. Every second half of the season, we go on a major run. You know what I'm saying? Second half, we play our best basketball. I know it's tough. I know we want to beat these big boy teams. I know we want to see where the squads can match up with them and everything. But sometimes, it takes a little bit longer, you know what I'm saying, than it takes. Them guys over there, OKC, been together for a while. Them guys in Cleveland, they've been together for a while. You know what I'm saying? Them guys in Boston, they've been together for a while. Even them guys in Houston been there together for a while. We haven't been together for a while yet. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't happen over the night. And I know we want to rush it to happen, but it got to let it slow cook. You can't win a championship without the journey. The journey is what makes the championship that much more appreciated. You know where you came from. We come all the way from the trash bags so high ahead. You know what I'm saying? Booing that draft picks. Booing about contracts and all that. We don't come a long way from there, you know what I'm saying, in a long but short period of time. But something is getting ready to happen in the second half where this team is going to take off and they're going to really start playing how they want to play with a whole lot of heart and a whole lot of effort. Just that New York grit, Nick basketball that we love to hear. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all don't like the word patient, but I ain't talking about what's in the hospital when I say patience in the medical. I'm talking about with this team. Have a little bit more patience. Let Leon figure something else out, and let's get prepared for the second half. Let's go ahead and do that. Shout out to this amazing chat. Again, please hit that like button, that subscribe button. Share the content, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you, my brother Hector. Shout out to you, Miss Skills. And Nick, I'm waiting on that call. I ain't got that call yet. I don't know what I need a call now. I need it now. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, but God bless you all, man. Anytime you need me, you know what I'm saying? I'm here, man. I'm only a phone call away. Even though I'm in Carolina, you know what I'm saying? We had a we had a half an inch of snow and they shut down everything yesterday. Man.
Wow.
You know? But yeah, man, if you need me, I'm always here, man, for you, man. Anybody, you can DM me, man. You want to talk to J Boogie, DM me, you know what I'm saying? Find me, J Boogie the Nick on Instagram, you know what I'm saying? And be prepared after February trade deadline. I'm getting ready to drop a whole new project, a whole bombshell. So don't think I ain't working. I could have pretty much done it right now, but you know, the team starts slacking a little bit. Hold on. It's everything timing. I need timing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Boogie, thank you.
Thank you.
No love,
Hey,
much
Boogie,
love.
appreciate you, Unc. Like always, I'll let you go. And, you know, again, if you guys aren't following the legend J Boogie, what are you doing? Make sure you guys follow him on all social media platforms. Go and follow Unc. Just want to say, January 25th, I will be at the Knicks game with Karla. We will be going with Anthony MSG. Shout out to Anthony Donahue. We'll be there. Knicks versus Kings. So it's going to be a good time. Listen, if there's anybody that's going to that game, hit us up. You know what I mean? Let's link up outside of the garden, in the middle of the game, whatever. Just hit us up.
Right.
Again, shout out to Anthony MSG. Make sure you guys go and support Anthony MSG. The Knicks Omni fan ladies, they do the same thing when it comes to setting up watch parties and going to the garden. When it comes to buying tickets, do the same thing. Knicks Omni fan ladies, they do an amazing job as well. But always, folks in the chat, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Appreciate all of you guys. Drink some water, say something positive. I'm wearing the Santurce jersey because Bad Bunny's album dropped, and I've been feeling very Puerto Rican over the past several hours, right? Over the past several days, I've been feeling very Boricua, so I've been blasting that. But ladies, last words before we get out of here, Skills, and then Nikki, just last few words before we get out of here.
Let's go, Knicks. Let's go, Knicks. Hopefully we get this win tomorrow so we could be all in a better mindset about the Knicks.
And support Karla. She's selling these little badges.
Damn, I don't even have my badges.
She hooked mine up. Knicks. You got Mets. You got cartoons.
I do have more Knicks badges. So y'all want, let me know. Hit me up. DM me
Twitter.
on Instagram.
Yes.
Go
with that. The link. The link.
No.
The link to Skills' Twitter, it's in the description of the video. So you guys could go click her link to her Twitter, DM her about the things. We'll talk backstage to get her Etsy store or something in the description of the video so you guys could click directly from the description of the video. But again, appreciate you guys. Let's go, Knicks. Let's get this dubs. I'm Hector.
Skills.
Nikki.
We're going to figure this out one of these days. We're going to figure this out. But until next time, later, y'all. Peace.
Dá presente, oggi sasso.
Putaria, sanungueo.
Dancing for my brujos that is out in the night.